Hello, this is Judy Mario, and this is the World of Book Reviews. And tonight we have a couple of very special guests, and we are going to be talking about their book, Dream to Launch. It's A.D. Cook, say it correctly, Judy, A.D. Cook, and Betty Christoph. Thank you both for being here. I can't wait to talk to you about your book.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, when I was reading the book, I got the feeling that it was a complete guide to how to be a success, to take an idea and how to make it into a multi-million-dollar success. Is that what you intended?
That's exactly what the book is about, exactly. How to take your idea, whatever it is, and go through the process of action and then marketing it. So very much a concept to completion process.
Mm-hmm. So if it's for someone who's gotten an idea and they sat down in the coffee shop and wrote their idea down on a napkin, they could bring it to you and you would help them figure out what to do to make that all come about?
Yeah, help them take the next step and some things that they should think about and processes and well, AD's really good at that sort of thing. And
well, that's essentially what we do, and so we tried to convey, our goal was to convey those processes through our book. Mm-hmm. We do that for clients all the time. We'll meet up with them and they'll have an idea, whatever it is, a video chain. I ran Hollywood Videos, art department, for 5 years. He had an idea to do a chain of video stores. He didn't know what they were going to look like or what they were going to be named, and so we just started working with the process, putting all the components together, and he had the second largest video chain in the country.
Amazing,
so
amazing.
That's kind of what we do.
And it is a process, and so you start with what and where do you go?
Right, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Getting all the components together, how do you organize them, how do you put these thoughts together?
And because it is in 3 parts, there's the dream part, there's actually we call it the do part, and then there's the launch part. So the first section of the book is more of your spiritual type of, you got the idea, like you said, now what type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then the second part is the doing of it.
The action steps that it takes.
Steps.
And then the third part is the marketing or the launching, how to launch your product. Because unless you have all 3 of those components, you're not going to have a successful project. If you're just dreaming and you do the do part but you don't launch, you've got a nice hobby. And if you do the dreaming and you launch but you don't take the action steps, it'll never get done.
Right.
And so,
what are some of those action steps that you talk about?
Brainstorming with other people, putting together ideas, creating prototypes, working on comps, developing the process, understanding that failure is part of the process, trying things and failing enough times until you have a success.
A lot of times people can't deal with failure. I know people that if they fail at something, they just quit.
Yeah,
and that's really unfortunate.
Yes.
We probably designed the cover to this book 6 or 7 times before we got to this phase, but we don't consider those previous covers a failure. We joke that our website, even though it's only been up for a year, is on version 5, because we had to go through these processes and see what didn't work, what fit, what worked better than others.
And test them out.
Right.
And as artists, it's almost the same process. You do the underpainting, you're an artist, you do the underpainting, then you start building on it, and sometimes that part doesn't work and you toss that away. So it's always you're always adjusting and creating more to it, and then you're trusting the process as well. And that's, I think, is very important for people to understand. You just said that they quit before they even get to that next, I guess, a chasm. There's this gap, there's this jump that you have to take, like a leap of faith that it'll come to you, and the next step will appear. We really work in that premise a lot, especially when we created this book. We knew that it was going to happen. We just didn't know. We knew the end result, what we wanted, but we weren't sure what was going to be inside the book. We let the book, almost like a painting, almost talk to us.
Now, what's it like for 2 people to write a book? I mean, I've always written books pretty much by myself. How do you write a book together?
We get that asked a lot.
We actually co-create on a lot of different levels. We've written a screenplay together, and we do a lot of art together, and we've worked on actually a few book projects together. And I think the secret is to leave your ego at the door. This book isn't about what she did or what I did. It's about what we can do to make the project better as a whole. And so That's how we try to approach all our projects. And we on some level help each other with pretty much every project, whether she's doing a painting and I might contribute, or I'm doing a project and a website and she'll contribute. And so we feel that it's a better project by getting that, by both people's involvement.
I had the feeling with this book that you really did put your ego out of the way and put the person, the reader, first, you know, trying to give them the information that they need to launch their product and to do well.
Right, because we do consult with people, and so we really do understand what they're looking for, you know, and we were talking to them.
Well, and I'm a big fan of the old saying that when the tide rises, all boats rise with it. You know, we're all better through the process by creating better projects and better products and better lives. You know.
Right. Now, you do art as well, so what kind of art do you do?
Well, I am an oil painter, so I've been painting since I was 19, studied in Hawaii, went to Italy, studied in Florence for a number of, a year or so. And so, and then I came back and studied. I just kept being a student of art, but I've been a mural artist, and I do a lot of commissions, and I have my own website, and we've created a couple of pieces of paintings together. Now, AD's work, he's on a museum tour for the next 3 years, and he's a very accomplished motorcycle artist.
Yes.
Motorcycle artist.
Well, I do photorealistic paintings of motorcycles, and so I have 3 pieces right now that are part of the Leicester Museum tour of 15 artists, 60 paintings, and so they're in Daytona Beach right now at the Smithsonian. The Museum of Art and Science is there, and every 2 or 3 months they'll go to a different museum around the country. And
How
so
exciting.
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to go to each of the museums. We went to the opening of this show, and so we'll go to each one. Then we'll meet people that we would have, you know, otherwise never had met by going to these cities where each of these museums are. So it's very exciting.
And what about the book? Is it taking you to new people?
Yes, it is. It's been amazing. I mean, if you had told us a year ago that this was all going to happen, I'm not sure I would have believed you or anybody. I would have said, it's only, you know, like, we're just putting this book together. How could all that happen so quickly?
Exactly.
We finished the book on January 1st, and at the end of January, we were speaking about the book at Art Expo here in Vegas, and we'll be speaking at Art Expo in New York in a couple of weeks on it, too. So it has us hopping all over the place.
Amazing. We'll be right back.
Awesome.
We're going to take a moment and have a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Love is the essence of beauty, and at Vegas Beauty Skin Center, we love what we do. Fall in love with your skin again. From our laser services to eyebrow threading and facials, everything we do at Vegas Beauty Skin Center is about helping you look your best. Come to Vegas Beauty Skin Center, where every client is number one. Call 702-722-6464. LVAC members receive 20% off all services.
Larry, I'm especially proud of the Westport sofa. It's 100% genuine leather.
100% leather?
Leather everywhere, and it's well constructed.
It feels great. The lumbar cushion is perfect.
And it's only $7.99.
$7.99 for 100% genuine leather? You should be proud.
$7.99, Larry's price.
Which means it's honest, unbeatable, and available to you every day. Only at Walker Furniture.
Welcome back. This is Judy Morio, and this is the World of Book Reviews. And tonight we're talking to the authors of Dream to Launch, Your Countdown to Success, A.D. Cook and Betty Christoff. Thank you both for being here. I am so enjoying talking to you about this book and about your art. Tell people how they can get a copy of the book.
Well, there's actually 2 ways you can get a copy of the book. And one is going to our website, dreamtolaunch.com, and well, I feel like I have to say half the things, and he gets to say,
the other half.
It's also available on Amazon as well, in ebook and in paperback form. But dreamtolaunch.com is probably the best place, because we'll sign copies if you purchase them off our website.
You buy it off the website.
Well, I wanted to get that in right away, because I think this is a book that a lot of people are looking for. This is something that when you have that idea, you have that dream, you've got some kind of a goal, something you want to do, but you just don't know how to do it.
And that happens all the time, more often than we realize, really. Great ideas just get thrown aside because someone doesn't know the next step.
Yeah, and you've actually laid out all the steps. So if someone doesn't know the next step, they can just look and say, okay, now I'm going to do this. And if they don't know how to do it, then they can read it.
Right. And we get into masterminding. I believe you said that. But there's a little tricky part in that book, and there's a lot of exercises. Some of them to help expand your own creativity, and there's some that really make you look inside yourself and see what's stopping you. So there's some real honest little work there.
I was noticing that because I noticed that it did have about masterminding, and it had about mind mapping and brainstorming, and it also even had how to write your elevator speech. And that's something a lot of people don't even think about, is how do you explain briefly and quickly and accurately what you do to make it interesting to someone else so that they want to engage with you.
Right, and the old saying is if you can't explain it in a few seconds, it's too complicated. You should rethink it. It needs to be simple enough that you can explain it to a child, whatever your idea is. You know.
That's a good point. Whatever your idea is, be able to explain it to a child. I like that.
Yeah,
Even take something complicated. You know, Elon Musk might say, we're sending men to Mars in a rocket. A child can understand that. You know, as the dream, whatever it is, should be so easy to explain. It should be hard to do. It should be outside your goals, so that you have to work to do that, so that you challenge yourself, and so that you're involved and you stay interested. But it should be super easy to explain. And if you can't explain it, then you really need to evaluate what your dream is about.
Well, and I find it interesting too that you've kind of done this with your own art. You've taken it step by step to get yourself in some of those incredible galleries around the world. And you know, I know artists that they're like, I don't know how to sell myself. You know, I don't know how to sell my art. I don't know what to do. And this kind of tells you how to do it.
Very much so. And what we find with artists, and we're both artists, we both have been artists our whole life, and you as well, I know. And artists are really great at that dreaming part. You know, we have all these great ideas, and we're really pretty good at the doing part. We love to paint, but as soon as we're done, we want to go back to dreaming and do another do. We don't want to market. We always want to think that that's someone else's work, and we think we as artists think that marketing is dirty work, or somehow it's beneath artists or whatever, but it's so important.
I understand it, you know. Like I was definitely that person, and then I met AD. He helped me with the book that I was putting together 4 years ago now. But in there again, it helps artists understand how it creates like a pathway, and it's kind of like it becomes a guidebook of in a sense that it's not so
It becomes manageable. When you break it down into bite-sized pieces, it becomes manageable.
That's a good way to put it. It becomes manageable. Because sometimes I'll be working with artists and I'll say, you know, this is so great, you should sell these. And they're like, I don't know how. I don't know how to sell these. Or they'll say, I don't know how to use a computer. And I'm like, in this day and age, you need to be on social media. You need to be promoting yourself.
Yeah, how do I tweet? How do I write blogs?
Yeah.
Well, in reality, if you're not online with whatever it is you're doing, you're basically dead to the world. You're only able to sell art to people that you meet in real life and local and small events. But through the internet, you're global.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing. I was, when I first started painting, which as you know hasn't been that long ago, I painted a picture I really, really loved. And I stuck this outrageous price on it because I didn't want to sell it. And so I put this really high price on it. And I put it up on the internet, just on Facebook, and said, you know, I painted this picture. Well, somebody offered to buy it. And I told them what the price was. And they said, okay. And I was like, what?
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
And what?
Congratulations.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, you know, that somebody would pay that kind of money for that picture. Well, it was a good picture. I mean, it was worth it.
Well, of course.
But it was I was very new as an artist. And that's when I started, every time I would paint, I would put the picture on Facebook, and then somebody would buy it. And then I'd paint another one, and I'd put it on Facebook. And that's when I really started having fun with the marketing part.
Right.
And that's what this book talks about, is how to do it. And,
Right.
and it's really fun when your paintings start to sell.
Yes.
Oh, I think the marketing part is as fun as the painting part. To me, it's all creativity, but you know, just getting it out there. I've always loved the process of finishing a painting and getting it online now.
Yes.
You know, you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on your website, you can put it on social media, all within minutes of having a painting finished today. It's
I
amazing.
know, and it's amazing. And even if you're going to enter an art competition, you put it online. You enter online. You don't even have to send them the painting. You just send them a picture of the painting.
In the old
Right.
days, the slides.
Oh yeah, remember the slides?
Slides.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
No, that was tough. But yeah.
So what's next? What book? Did you say you were writing another book?
Well, we are in conversation about it.
We're looking to expand on Dream to Launch in the same way that the Chicken Soup for the Souls is, you know.
Right.
We have 21 great chapters on there, and we could have easily written a book on any one of those.
Yes,
And
I
so
would think so. I would
And we're
think
also
so.
talking about doing a audio book.
We'll be doing this as audio book here in the next couple of months or so.
Well, please tell our audience about your website, where they can find you and how they can get in touch with you.
Well, dreamtolaunch.com is the website for Dream to Launch. It covers the book and services that we do as creatives as well. So that's probably the easiest place. You can find both of us from there as
Great.
Right,
Great.
consulting and working with others,
Wonderful.
hand-holding.
Thank you both for
Thank
being here
you.
tonight. I so appreciate you, and I appreciate your waiting to get through all that we got through tonight, and
Oh, it's
being here.
wonderful.
You're a great guest, and I'm sure people are going to really enjoy the book, and I know it's going to help a lot of people.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us here.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that.
And thank you for joining us, and you can find any of these programs archived on akexperttv.com. So please go there and look up my shows and the other shows of Stephanie Thompson and Amy Kardashian. You're going to really enjoy some of those shows and the guests that they have. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon on the World of Book Reviews.